All right, guys, so we will go ahead and get started for the night. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for being present. As we get closer and closer to Christmas and the holidays, there's easier ways to find reasons to not show up, but the fact that you guys showed up is a really big deal. And we truly appreciate it. Negin talked about on the call, like when we started with conference calls, like freeconferencecall.com, and we were just on the phone. It wasn't until after the call, like I could pull up the report to see who actually called in. And literally sometimes there was 1, 2, sometimes 3 or 4 of us, right? But the fact that you guys are showing up and you're making it an effort, it lets us know that we're going in the right direction, because that's how we grow. Being in communication with each other, being able to share ideas, but also now with our Friday night call, being able to share the recognition and being able to recognize you guys for the work that you're already doing, but sometimes goes under the wayside, right? Like if we're not in your house with you every day when you're doing your wellness profiles, that work doesn't always get recognized. So that's what is really paramount and greatly appreciated. But for you guys to also make this additional training, and for those of you calling in, even though Nikki, you're also making adjustments around your schedule, which we greatly appreciate, so you don't have to miss any calls. It's a really big deal. As we take this to the next level, we're going to finish out this year super strong. I'm telling you guys, like,
picking a face.
Yep. Show them one more time.
It's like, these are heavy.
So as we are going through these trainings, it's to give you the fundamentals again so that you can teach the fundamentals, right? It's not necessarily that you need to relearn them. Like we don't need to teach you how to ride a bike again, but we're going to teach you how to ride a bike again so you can teach somebody else how to ride a bike. So please take the time to really invest. Tonight we're going to talk about the wellness profile, and nobody better. She does more wellness profiles than anybody I know. Literally in this almost 5 years has done more wellness profiles than anybody I know, but also has built a massive client base from it, right? So the verbiage and the intricacy as to which she speaks to people is easy for them to grasp, but also for them to then put action behind. And that's what we want, because that's how they get the results. So Negin's going to be able to go over that. But before we do that, we're going to ask Frank to come up. Come on down, Frank. Yeah, come on, little Frank.
You got this. Come on, you got this.
So, it's time to role play a little bit. So, we're going to be at the Nike outlet. And I'm going to pretend like this champion is your button. Right?
Yeah, where your button?
We shop.
Yeah, by the way.
We shop. Mine's on my vest, but so we're going to pretend you're wearing your button. So, not 155 pounds. How'd you do that?
So there's a thing called Herbalife, you ever heard of it?
No.
No? Man, check this out. It's so dope. Like I've been able to meet a huge community of just happy people, and being a past football player, I was just into it. So I just worked out twice a day and ate lots of great food, had 2 ice cream shakes a day. It's amazing. Something you're interested in?
You eat ice cream twice a day?
Yes, sir.
But you working out twice a day?
Yes, sir.
I don't know if I want to do 2 a days no more.
Now, 2 days is actually kind of fun. But like I said before, it's a gym that's just around the corner. If you'd like to check it out, it's super fun, and I'll show you exactly what it's like.
I mean, I might be interested in that.
All right, there's some really dope music. What else do you like to do?
Nothing. After college sports, I got tired. I sit on the couch, tennis.
You play tennis?
Judging me?
No, I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to figure out.
Do you eat?
So what do you eat on?
Burger King.
You eat Burger King?
Yeah.
How do you feel after you eat that?
Hungry?
Still hungry?
Yeah, so I'll go back.
So what else do you eat?
Maybe twice.
Man. So with how I eat, I actually eat about 8 or 9 times a day. How's that sound for you?
I don't be that hungry.
You don't eat twice a day?
Yeah. I eat a lot. Like I'll get 2 Whoppers, onion rings, versus Sunday pie.
How do you feel like that?
I'll be chilling. I'll be at work. So yeah, I don't know.
What do you do? What do you do for work?
I work at University of Phoenix.
Oh, yeah. So do you talk to a lot of people every day, or?
Yeah, they call in all the time, man. It's the most annoying thing in the world.
So they just steal your energy?
Nah, I don't give them my energy. I just put them on mute and I let them talk.
So on when you step from the how do you rate your diet?
I mean, I say like 6.
About 6. Well, if I told you that you could eat about 6 times a day, and then your energy will actually multiply throughout the day, so you'll be at somewhere around a 9 or 10 the whole day until it's about time to go down, and then around
Go down where?
no, go to sleep.
Okay.
So you're at a nice level playing field. So I don't know, do you like energy drinks or anything like that?
Nah,
You don't like energy drinks?
nah. They're bad for your heart.
Oh man. Yes. So, do you like soda?
I mean, yeah.
You like
If I don't get a shake, I get a soda.
if you don't get soda, ice cream shakes.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Cookies and cream.
So I drink a cookies and cream shake as well.
Oh.
And that's what I was trying to do earlier. I drink
I thought you- So you eat ice cream?
It's not ice cream per se.
Okay.
It's just a whole bunch of vitamins and minerals. It's really good for your body, but it tastes like ice cream. Like I'm telling you right now, I could actually show you how to make an ice cream out of it to make it feel like ice cream and taste like ice cream.
All right, time out. So, feedback.
Terrible.
No, whoa, whoa, whoa,
Hey,
whoa, not at all.
Whoa.
I got feedback for you in a second, but I want to see what the team thought.
I like how you were like asking discovery questions just like about him. I don't say I just say he was being Marcus difficult, and you're asking discovery questions to kind of open him up a little bit.
For button hit, it was a little long conversation. So, elevator story. 30 seconds, less than a minute. Get their number, set up the time to talk. So then you can go through that when you're actually purposely sitting down to do one.
So, personally, I would say similar to what Peggy said, like once you get the communication, if I ask you how, like use your elevator story and then look for an opportunity to get them to commit to something. But when you were like, yeah, you know, I eat 2 ice cream things a day and this, I was like, where are you going? But then instead of getting discouraged because I followed your lead, you at least kept the conversation going because I didn't want to dismiss you. So you kept talking, which is powerful. But when you're talking, like, it gets to be engaging, right? But once you've already done what they said, like use the button hit, be like, yeah, this is what I do. I go, this really cool workout. There's a great community. Similar, you brought up being an athlete. Before you knew I was an athlete, but it opened the door to more conversation. Be like, yeah, man, we have a great time. We get a great workout in. Is that something you'd be interested in? Right? Yeah. And then that communication, then asking those questions and those discovery questions, talking about where I work, that's something that I would do. But now I've already got you committed, and now I'm just building a relationship. So I would definitely not tell you, like, don't put your head down ever, because even if you go through that and the person's like, all right, man, yeah, thanks for wasting my time, like, you got better. Right? No matter what you do, you win. Whether you get the contact or you don't, you win. You just got better. But then be really efficient with that contact.
Oh,
Good job. Who else? Who had an opportunity to practice their button hits or contacts this week?
Button hit today.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Talk to us. How did it go? What happened?
So her name was Julia. It was before work. We started work at 11 o'clock. She came in and she started ordering immediately, but I told her she had to wait and put on my button. I told her, wait, we put on my button. She said 50%. She's a former athlete at ASU, track running. But now she's into corporate America or whatever. I just dropped 15% body fat. So you know what? I work out like crazy, healthy nutrition, healthier food options. And of course, we have this wonderful product called Herbalife, and she heard of Herbalife, but no one to guide her. And I told her, what are you doing here? She said, well, I heard this place has a lot of protein, low carbs, low fat, so you're automatically correct. So besides iPoke, what do you eat? She actually comes to iPoke 4 times a day.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Since I'm new at this location, it's the first time meeting her. She comes here 4 times a day. And I told her just about what I eat. So I allow myself to eat this bowl 1 time a day, but I also have 3 meals in the back waiting for me that I prep. So she's asked me what I'm eating, and I told her, you know what? We can have this conversation and get your contact. I'll see you back in a few hours. So I was on my 30-minute break. I got to sit down with her face to face. Long story short, she's been trying to eat healthy for the past probably 2 years. Ever since she found my job, she figured that's just a healthier option, but really, it's not. Although it contains a lot of proteins, low carbs, low fats, that's not including all the sauces and the drinks that she's drinking. So I just gave her the quick rundown, you know what I mean? And then, long story short, he said, how can I get these products? Where can I find someone to give milk reps? So you're looking at me right there. Right there. I'm ready. I can actually write down your schedule face to face in 1 minute and write it down for you. I can give you recipes. And we have a program that's $220, which you make at corporate America the same thing. You eat here 4 times a day. That's $40 every single day. $40 times 7.
Holy cow.
So you're immediately wasting probably a good chunk of your paycheck. Yeah. So she's hopefully going to get on a plan.
Nice. Nice. That's what's up. There you go. He said, I'll be back. I'll see you here in a little bit. Let me take my break and do your own program. All right. Anybody else have a button-hit experience? No?
I did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Fox.
Yeah, I had one at work yesterday. I was in the break room. I was eating my sweet potato turkey chili, and I just sit. I always wear my button in there, and I just sit in the chair like that's there and have everything just out eating. And she was like, looking at my food. She's like, that smells really good. I'm like, it tastes delicious. And she was like, and you lost 30 pounds eating that? And I was like, yeah, and some other things. She was like, awesome, you have to tell me about what you're doing. So we just kind of sat down, and she was eating one of those Nature's grain bars, and she's been trying to like just stay healthier and making healthier snack options and stuff like that. And I was like, I remember when I was at that point, and this is just the next level. You know, are you ready for the next level? And so she gave me her number, and we're trying to just schedule a time to talk.
Nice, Fox.
Woo!
Big deal. Great job, Foxy. Anybody else? Anybody?
I
No?
get button hits, but I get
Oh,
they're just behind me in my car.
that was gonna be the next question too. Anybody get contacts outside of their cars though? Outside of Ubers, because we talked about
Outside of their crutch.
Chris, you raise your hand?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we on butt
Contacts?
hits or are we on
Or what, did you get a
Either
button?
Yeah, I had 3, but I don't really know the stories because I was so nervous.
I was like, I was like,
go
response?
through the steps.
Yeah.
Go through the steps.
We'll do it by response?
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I didn't hear that.
it was the day after we did our training, so it
Awesome.
was like rehearsed. I don't remember like how it went. I was just like, okay, and I just said it.
Did any of them result in phone numbers?
I got all the phone numbers. Hello.
I can care less how the verbiage was. I don't actually care what you said. You know, you could have said the wrong thing and got a number. It went well.
Go, Kristen.
Nice. All right. Well, so share one of your experiences with contacts.
Well, I've been really using I've been having people refer. I keep asking them to give all the clients I already have. I've been asking them to send other people to me, and I kind of have an interesting story that I told you about. But somebody was referred to me that I didn't really know. He blew me off for a wellness profile like last week, and I was like, you know, and I hate chasing people. I don't. So it might be something to work on, but I'm not gonna chase anybody. And he hit me up Monday, I think it was. And I did a wellness profile over the phone, which I'm really not strong at wellness profiles over the phone. So, and even, you know, I did a great wellness profile, and I even told him, I was like, I really like to do this in person. you know, I'm still trying to get a feel for it, and he understood, and he's, then I got him to commit to a plan and his wife on a plan, and he's referring, 2 other family members, so I got that all done on the phone. I asked his name, wrote it down, didn't think anything of it, pick up his products, met him the next day, sat here with him for about 25 minutes, and then he sends me a text message and later in the day, he's like, can you please, I have an event, I invite friends and family over to do, he didn't really give me much detail. So I'm like, I need to support him, he's pretty neat, so I go, and turns out this guy was the dad of one of my good friends in high school who had committed suicide. And I've been out of high school for 13 years, so this probably happened 11 years ago, 12 years ago. And I remember I pulled up to the house and I was like, what? And I'm looking through my papers and I was like, the same last name, how did I not figure this out? And you know, it eventually came up. It was just a really like things, I was at his house last night until midnight talking with him and his wife, and it was just like so fulfilling after I left that. So that's probably the best experience out of a random contact I got.
Not so random.
So very on purpose.
On purpose.
Yeah.
Can you hear that, Foxy? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Wow. Incredible.
That was wow.
Wow.
That's crazy.
So you did his wellness profile and his wife's over the
Oh,
phone?
yeah, it was a little bit more. So I did his wellness profile, his wife, his sister-in-law, and her husband. And this, at this event, you know, of course, I wore on my Herbalife, my jug, my button, I put it on. And I don't care what the event was, I was like, I'm doing me. And out of that, I got 7 more contacts. So
Awesome.
3 of them are set up for wellness profiles.
Awesome.
Incredible. So wait, one more question. So you did his wellness profile and his wife's wellness profile over the phone,
Yes.
and they committed to starting plans? So is it fair to say that you might be pretty good at wellness profiles over the phone?
Yes.
Just asking.
Yeah, sure. I'm not confident in it because I'm very like intimate with people, so I guide my conversation based on the energy. So I hate talking on the phone to begin with. Like, ask my mother. I never call her. And I get in so much trouble for that. So I'm really uncomfortable with it, but I'm learning. Actually, I had another one today on the phone that ended up being a little easier, like more comfortable.
You're gonna get more comfortable the more reps you get.
Yeah.
So great job, great job. Speaking of wellness profiles, we are going to get into our wellness profile training. Negin is going to walk you guys through verbiage. Again, if there was anybody that you want to learn how to do a wellness profile from, it is Negin. It has been incredible to see, experience, but also to see the strength of the client base that she has, and it's because of the setup. So without further ado, 2.5 GET team member Negin Azarbehi. Recently qualified for Punta Cana, and I'm on my way to join you. Yep.
Sure that. Let's see. Can you guys see this? Wait, which?
This
You're
one?
not on that one, you're on
This one.
Okay.
That one's just recording.
Oh, got it.
Okay. You guys still really can't see what that says, but I'll point it out anyway.
You'll see it.
Okay, so honestly, you guys, the wellness profile training that Khalil did, I follow that pretty much to the T. I think what you guys are gonna get more today is maybe some really key verbiage to transition people forward or to build value a little bit better so you get more yeses. The whole point out of this training is, one, for you to get more yeses out of your wellness profiles, or maybe how to relate to more people that maybe are not like you, right? Or to teach your downline. So like Marcus said in the beginning, these trainings were created for us to grow and duplicate, okay? So if you come in and go, oh, I already know this stuff, awesome. Have you taught anybody how to do a wellness profile? Have you taught anybody how to do a button hit? Have you taught anybody how to get a full market contract? Have you done tell, show, try, do with anybody? Because until you're actually doing that, when we're not at our highest growth, right? Like we're not at our highest preparation. If you are not in the position to come up here and teach every single one of these things to a group of people, we're not there yet. That's why you're here, right? So you gotta be able to to like assess where you're at and take notes and receive things based on where you're at. Okay, because the intention again was to grow and duplicate. So with that being said, the structure of the wellness profile I use is the form. Like literally the form is the exact structure, the exact process, and a lot of the same verbiage. So I'm gonna kind of just take each chunk and say my verbiage to you guys. Okay, so you guys can pick up little things that, and I'm gonna say the pieces I say every single time. So it doesn't matter what their response is really to me. Of course, you're gonna do your energy based on the person and kind of guide the conversation and build extra conversation, build extra questions, whatever. But these things I say every single time. It's so funny because when I was an enrollment counselor, I said the same things every single time on those conversations, and I had a very high like turnaround of call to enrollments. So it's like once you find something and you can master it, you can literally convert anybody. Okay, if they are 1 foot in, you can convert them to all the way in if you use the right verbiage. Okay, so the first step on the wellness profile sheet when you get on the phone. Once you do whatever your beginning is, you're comfortable with, you know, Khalil says he doesn't ask how they're doing, blah, blah, blah. He's like, okay, let's get to the point. You know, depending on my schedule, depending on the person, you do your thing there, right? But get to the goals quick, get to the point of the call quickly. Okay, so if someone I haven't talked to in a while, I'll be like, oh, it's so great to connect with you. You know, it's awesome that we get to do this and get on the phone together. I'm excited to help you. So let's talk about this. Like, what inspired you or motivated you to get on the phone with me today? Or what inspired you or motivated you to respond to my message? However you got them, okay, onto the wellness profile. Sometimes it's by message. Like if I say, what inspired you or motivated you to want to look into this challenge? If I invited them to a challenge. If it's a button hit, what inspired you or motivated you to get on the phone with me today? Right? Instead of just saying, what are your goals? Right? Does anybody ever feel kind of robotic when you start off by going, so what are your goals? You know, like I find it a little bit more, I see you, Foxy, I see you, don't you worry, I see you, girl. I feel like it's easier and better, like a better intro to go, what inspired you or motivated you to even be on the phone with me today? You know, now you're kind of like putting that feel back on them, like, oh, she really wants to get, you know, what are your goals is so robotic, okay? So they just start telling you, well, you know, I've been thinking for a while, like, blah, blah, blah. They tell you a little bit more than just, I want to drop 10 pounds, right? You just ask, what are my goals? Okay, great, we can talk about it. We'll get to that. But if you say what inspires you or motivated you, now they're telling you how they feel, where they're at, why they really actually got on the phone. That opens up a immediate connection, okay? Then from there, I ask, okay, cool. So is there a certain size that you're trying to get back to? Is there a certain weight that you want to get to? Like, what does that look like? And I literally always say that because I don't want to go, so what are you trying to lose? How many pounds are you trying to lose, right? So is there a certain size? Is there a certain weight? Like, what are you trying to actually get to? Then they tell me. At that point, you guys, you know that part on the wellness profile sheet that says current weight, goal weight, height, and age? That's when I ask those questions. So as soon as they tell me whatever their like weight goal is, oh, I want to tone up, oh, I want to gain, oh, I want to define, oh, whatever, my midsection, oh, I want to drop 100 pounds, whatever it is, awesome. What is your current weight right now? Right, and if they already told me 10 pounds, or if they already told me size, whatever, that's what I put in the goal. I'm not going to ask them again, okay? But I want to know what they currently are at, if they know, and then I ask them, what's your height, what's your weight? What's your height, what's your age? Then I ask them, how's your energy throughout the day? And then they can tell me, whatever. And then from there is when I ask, do you drink coffee? Do you drink energy drinks? Do you see that this stuff is on the form? Yeah. But it's a conversation versus, okay. Do you drink coffee? Do you drink, like, does that make sense? So if you know your form, you can be in the conversation and fill out the form as you need to, okay? So I get that question out of there, and then I always say, this is a really awkward question, but it's a very common issue for a lot of people. How's your digestion, your bowel movement? Are you going number 2 every day? I prepare it. Now here is the reason why this question is important. Do you guys think you seem a little bit more knowledgeable if you ask an uncomfortable question confidently? Yeah. Now they're like, man, this person really knows what the hell they're talking about. You understand what I'm saying? You're building value in you. Okay? So when you ask the uncomfortable questions like that, you're building value in your knowledge of what you're talking about and building value in your knowledge of what you're doing. So they answer that question. If they say it's pretty regular, I go, okay, awesome. If they say it's not, oh, I don't think I'm ready. Like, awesome, look, this is gonna help you with that, okay? So I'm building value based on what they say, okay? Then I go into the, okay, so why are you looking into this now? Now, if they already answered that question, why are you inspired and motivated to get on a call with me? Then I'm not gonna ask it again, the why now. When they told me in the beginning, well, I've been trying for 2 years, blah, 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 I think it's just, that's where I'm putting that information, right? But what have you tried before is a big question. You can really get to know your person by asking that question. If they know we're talking about Herbalife already at that time, I'll ask them, have you ever tried Herbalife? Have you ever had the shakes? Do you know anybody that's done it? Have you done anything before? And they'll tell you, I worked out, I've dieted, I've tried this, I've tried that, whatever. Okay? A lot of that is just relationship building, you guys, because who cares what they did before? Honestly, right? We're gonna talk about Herbalife. Like this is gonna get you your results. So honestly, I don't really. It has nothing to do with what I'm gonna coach them on. Does that make sense? But it does get them to open up to me and get me to have something to build relationship on. Oh yeah, totally. This is really like that. You're gonna actually be able to apply what you've learned before into this, or like whatever I get to talk about, whatever the relationship is. Okay. Now the key verbiage that we got inside of here, you guys. However the relationship is that you want to build is what inspired or motivated you to get on the phone with me today, okay, is to talk about the energy and the digestion to build value in you, in your knowledge and your expertise as a coach, okay? And then this part is just to build more relationships. So those are key verbiage pieces that I will emphasize. I'm going to emphasize the things that I say, like put it in your own story, okay? Then from there, you share your story. So after you've gotten why they're doing this, what goals are they, blah, 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 all that stuff, energy, digestion, now you share your story. Okay, I know you followed me for a while, or maybe you know, or maybe you don't, or whatever it is, but how you share your story, though, needs to be relatable to something in here. Find something. Okay, so if I have someone that's been working out and blah, 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 of course I used to work out 6 days a week, prep my meals, I was doing the whole deal, and Herbalife literally changed the game for me, right? If it's someone like, well, I just want to tone up and I want to change my midsection, you know what's crazy? I lost 4 pant sizes, only 1.5 pounds. So now they're like, oh, it's not about the weight, right? Like you gotta make sure that when you tell your story, you emphasize the part of your story that's relatable to theirs, okay? Again, now you're building value in you. It's not just throw up words that are going out there. Okay, from there, it's 4 agreements time. Early on, after I share my story and we make that connection, then it's like, okay, so first what I want to do is I want to talk to you about 4 agreements, 4 things that I really want to make sure all my clients can agree to. This is actually what you bring to the table. If you can do these things, you will get results. Okay, if you can do these things, then it's worth talking about the products and the money. But if any of these things you're not ready for, I'm not going to have you spend money until you're ready. What do you think that does for the client?
You care about me spending my money.
Yeah.
Wasting my money.
Right. Huge. So many people are so uncomfortable with this money conversation with the wellness profile, but if you tackle that issue early on and they know you're not trying to get them to spend money, if you're not ready, I'm not taking you on. If you're not ready, I'm not going to let you spend the money, okay? That's huge. That takes a whole layer of wall off of that person on the phone at that time, okay? So that's how I talk about the 4 agreements. That's how I intro the 4 agreements. These are the 4 things that you got to be able to agree to. If you feel good about things, awesome. It's worth the money. You're going to get the results. If you don't feel good about any one of these things, then there's no point for us to talk about any of the products or the money yet until you're actually ready to get started. Okay, so I don't take it from them completely, but I tell them until you're actually ready to get started, okay? So the first thing is meal prep. I'm going to give you guidance. I'm going to give you tips. I'm going to really coach and walk you through along the way. So you don't need to know anything, but you have to be willing to put the time and effort in once a week to get your meal prep done. Go to the store and do your cooking or whatever prep looks like for you. Are you open to doing that? Can you agree to do that? So I know this is basic and little, but it's so important that you don't just go, are you willing to meal prep every week? There's more to that. I'm going to give you guidance. I'm going to tell you what to make. I'm going to teach you what your snacks and meals need to look like. I'm going to give you all of that, but you have to be willing to put the time and effort into meal prep. That's the verbiage, not just can you meal prep? Because some people may go, I don't know what to say. I say that and still people freak out, you know? So that's how I introduce meal prep. The second piece is consistency. This is actually where I talk about Herbalife. If they didn't bring it up yet. The second agreement is consistency. Do you know much about Herbalife? And if they say yes or no, doesn't really matter. My answer is awesome. Herbalife is a nutrition company. We're talking about vitamins, nutrients, and minerals. You cannot take a multivitamin once in your life and have it work for you for the rest of your life. You have to take it consistently in order for it to do its deal, correct? Yes. So consistency is important. If I build out a plan for you, I need to know that you're going to follow this structured plan and take what you're supposed to when you're supposed to so that you can actually get the result for the money you spend. Can you follow a structured plan consistently? Okay, so what did I just do there when I talked about consistency?
Basically, gave them a whole outline of what to expect from them when you're talking about consistency. So it's like you're going to have all this.
You didn't really give them an option, like to say they're not going to be single, like, oh, to say no, because if they're saying no, then they're saying that they're
What else?
I feel the opposite. I feel like it does give them an out. I think that would be the one place where they'd be like, no, I'm not consistent. And that would be a way for them.
You basically told them that they, without saying you have to do this, like, you basically were saying how important it is to consistently take your products every single day.
But how? How did I tell them that?
I feel like you broke down the products a little bit.
Yes.
You
I
broke down
built
the
value in the
products.
products, you guys.
Yeah.
If anybody had apprehension about Herbalife, I just told them this: vitamins, nutrients, and minerals. I compared it to a multivitamin. Okay, I just built value in the products for them to go, oh, these are vitamins. Okay, got it. I take my multivitamin every day. I need to take this every day. That makes sense? I built value in why you take it every day. I built value in that you can't just have a shake one day and not have it the next day. Right? And I also built value in Herbalife. If they didn't know anything about Herbalife, I didn't have to talk about 90 countries, 37 years, blah, blah, blah. I just built value in Herbalife products in 30 seconds. Make sense? Your wellness profile's conversion is based on the value you build in you and Herbalife. But we were talking about them being consistent. Okay? Yes?
What did you say? You said take it consistently because the vitamins, nutrients, and minerals must be taken every day. But
Yeah, can you redo the verbiage?
yeah.
Yes. So I told them the second agreement is consistency. Do you know much about Herbalife? The answer doesn't matter, right? Awesome. The one thing that I can tell you about Herbalife, it is vitamins, nutrients, and minerals. You have to take it every day in order for it to do what it needs to do for you. P.S. I build value in a lifetime plan when I say this. It's not a 30-day plan, okay? Then I say, just like a multivitamin, you can't take a multivitamin one day and have those vitamins in your system for the rest of your life. You take a multivitamin at least once a day for it to actually do what it's supposed to do. Herbalife is the same way. So I'm going to build you a structured plan to tell you when to eat and what to take. Can you follow that plan consistently if you have it? Good? Yeah? Good? Okay. Okay, so if they say yes, usually what people say to me at that point is, I need structure. Or they go, oh, that's cool. It's like vitamins. I get it. Okay? That's usually the two responses. The third, I would say, awesome. The third agreement is commitment. I'm going to build you out a 30-day plan. So all I need you to focus on right now is being consistent for 30 days. We're going to build out this 30-day plan. I'm going to coach you along the way. At the end of the 30 days, we're going to look at your results. And at that point, you can decide if you want to continue. If you do, we'll evaluate if we need to adjust the plan or keep going with what we're doing. Then usually they're like, I say, how do you feel about that? They're usually like, oh, cool, I can do that. I can do 30 days, right? So most people are like worried if they can do something like this. And I say, awesome. Because at the end of the 30 days, if you've done incredible and you get amazing results, you also have the opportunity at that time to earn what we call a client membership, where you can have a discount or also be able to help other people and earn an income doing that. But we'll look at that when we get there. Just know that more doors open up for you with Herbalife if you get results and you enjoy it by the end of the 30 days. And they just go, oh, that's cool, there's more, right? But this makes them feel really comfortable because it makes them feel, a lot of people don't know. They don't know what we know, you guys. So sometimes they go, have you ever got the question, so is this like a 220 every month type of thing? You ever got that question?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, you won't get that question if you do this right. Okay, because you haven't even talked about money. So why would they ask you that question? So if you do this right, then you take, again, the apprehension of, I have to spend money every month. Because you talked about every day, so now you're breaking down that wall by talking about 30-day commitment, and that's it. Okay? You guys see how you're taking down walls and taking down resistance before they can even bring it up? Good? Do you have a question, Drew?
No.
Okay. It kind of looked like you were about to say something.
I'm thinking a lot, I'll tell you that.
Awesome. Good. Okay. So after that, then I say, okay, the last agreement is follow-up. So I actually don't just give you products and tell you, have fun with it, let me know how it goes. I coach my clients along the way because you don't know what you don't know. So what I do is have my clients follow up with me every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. You'll actually hear from me on those days. I use an app called Telegram. Have you ever heard of it? No, it's super good. Yeah. I go, awesome, it's just a communication app. What it allows me to do is keep in touch with you every Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. I want to see pictures of snacks. I want to know how your energy is going. I want to know how your appetite is going. Because a lot of times you're going to get hungrier and you think it's supposed to be normal and it's not. We're just going to increase your food. You're not dieting. This is where I build in the not dieting part. Okay. Then I say, so it allows me to follow up with you where we don't have to have appointments, but I can still have the value of voice communication with you because we can text, send pictures, and talk by voice. So we never need to meet. We can be completely convenient, but we can still talk through whatever we need to talk through. The response from there, you guys, is typically like, oh my God, that's what I need. Or, oh, that's really cool. Because people are either worried about meeting with you often, and I don't want to do that. Like, that's the response I typically got from follow-up. Like, how often do I need to meet with you? When do I need to meet with you? Like, I don't know, my schedule's busy, so I changed my verbiage. Like, all this verbiage based on feedback, adjustment from every wellness profile. So now I just talk about it up front. We never have to meet, but we never lose the value of voice communication. So if I need to really explain some things to you, I can, and you don't need to be available at any given time. Okay? Then I also say, of course, you can reach out to me on any other day, but this is a foundation to make sure that you're getting the results you invested your money into. That is a line I say every time. Yes. I tell them, after I explain the Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday, I say, of course you can reach out to me any other day, but we're gonna have this Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday foundation at the very least to make sure you are getting the results you invested your money into. How do you feel about follow-up? And then they usually say, that sounds good, I really need that, or blah, blah, blah. And usually at that point I go, that's exactly what I needed. I was already doing the deal. All I needed was structure and someone to give me that structure. And I was good from there. Again, just find ways to relate to them. You guys, this piece right here will convert over 90% of your clients if you get this 4 agreements piece down right. If you take away the money concern, if you take away the time concern, if you build value in your follow-up, if you build value in vitamins, nutrients, and minerals, like this takes away skepticism on what are these products. It takes away, is she trying to sell just take my money? You know, it builds value in how supportive you are and how concerned you are about them actually getting results out of their money. You know? So literally, if you do this right, it literally takes down every wall and concern before they bring it up. I don't have anybody at the end of the wellness profile typically ask me anything. It's either yes or no, literally. Okay? Because I've taken all of it down early on before they could get to that point. Okay, good. Are we good on the 4 agreements? Yeah. Any questions or anything you need repeated? Okay, awesome. The next piece is the eating pattern. So you know on the wellness profile it says like break down your day. I gauge this on the person. Okay, so I sometimes if I feel like they are trying to get off the phone quick or they don't have a lot of time, maybe I don't have a lot of time, or if I feel like they are like combating a lot of things, like I will decide how in depth I will get with this piece. But no matter what, I'm going to walk away finding out. So if I go, okay, walk me through your day, like walk me through yesterday. What time do you wake up? What time do you eat? What do you typically eat? What do you snack? What do you drink? Just walk me through the day. And sometimes I'll do that, okay? I do that sometimes. Or If I don't do that, I'll say, how many times do you eat a day? Right? And they'll usually say 2. Pretty common to hear 2. And say, okay, what meal is it that you skip? Typically breakfast. I'm not really hungry when I wake up. Pretty common response. Like, okay, cool. So what do you eat? They'll tell me what they eat. If it's not obvious that they ate it all, I'll ask them, are any of those meals out, or are you eating them from home? Okay? I'm going to give you guys the response on if it's out and if it's all at home. Okay? And then I'll ask them what they drink. And if I didn't get the answer on coffee or energy drinks or sodas, I'll ask that question specifically. Are you drinking any coffee, soda, or energy drinks? Just so I know, because that's important to know, right? It just allows me to build value in our team. That's really all it does. When I talk about the product, I'm just going to use that to build value in the team, right? Also tells me how much they're spending on that stuff. Do you drink coffees? Yes. Where do you get your coffees from? Typically Starbucks or Dutch Brothers. Okay, awesome. So at the end of that conversation, how many times you eat, how much is it out or is it at home? Are you drinking coffees, blah, blah, blah. Then I will ask them, okay, so based on you eating out, let's just say they eat out once a day and they get a coffee, okay? So, okay, so how much do you spend on this meal that you eat out? $7 to $10? Oh yeah, definitely like $10. Okay, cool. And you're getting a coffee, how much does that cost? Oh, you know, about $5 to $7. Okay, cool. So you're telling me you're spending around $10 to $15 a day on the one meal. Yes, okay, awesome. I'm excited because this plan will not only get you results, but it's going to save you money too. And we'll get into that. And that's pretty common. About 9 out of 10 of my clients save money and they get results. And that's our goal here. If I can help you save money and get results, that's my plan. I say that every time. Okay? Every time before we talk about money. Now, let's say they eat from home. They eat everything from home, but they still eat like twice a day or even 3 times a day. Yeah. Yes. I will say, after we get through the conversation of how much they did spend and blah, 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 I'd say, awesome. This plan is going to be able to help you save money and get you results. 9 times out of 10, my clients are saving money and getting results, which is my plan and my goal for every single one. So now, whether they are or not, they know your intention, right? Okay, so then let's say on the flip side, they eat from home. They eat their meals at home, right? Oh no, I bring everything from home. Okay, awesome. Have you ever heard about, and by the way, I use this verbiage even if they eat out, but this is specifically if people eat from home. Have you ever heard that it's healthier to eat 5 to 6 meals a day versus 2 to 3 big meals? And they always say yes. Who hasn't heard of that, right? And they say yes. I said, awesome. So whether or not you start on this nutrition plan, you're going to have to shop and prepare food to eat 4 more times than what you're doing now. So what's cool about this plan is that the shakes that we're going to talk about are going to help you get 2 of those meals in. So you're automatically going to save money and make sure that you get your meals in for nutrient timing to eat every 2 to 3 hours. Yes. Yeah, right. Okay, so have you ever heard of eating 5 to 6 meals a day is better than 2 or 3 big meals? Yes, awesome. So whether you start this plan or not, in order to be healthy, you're gonna need to prep and eat 4 more times than what you are doing now. You're automatically gonna spend more money on food and time. So with this plan, we're gonna help actually replace 2 of those meals with shakes that's cheaper and less time spent for you. And make sure you're still getting your meals in with nutrient timing. And a lot of times I'll build in metabolism, which is why you need metabolism. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day because it's breaking your fast. This is also a time where I talk about when you eat 2 meals a day, your body has no idea when you're going to eat again, so all it's doing is storing everything you ate. So people think eat less, lose weight, and that's not true. Eating every 2 to 3 hours is what helps you lose the weight. So a lot of times I'll build value in there too. Again, what is that doing? Even if they know that information, what is that doing?
It's showing them how knowledgeable you are.
Absolutely. Building value in you. Right? Building value in you and your knowledge. It's building trust. Okay? Yes.
So what about the people who are clearly telling you what they think you want to hear about what they eat? Like, they're telling you they're eating 100% healthy, and you know dang well by looking at them.
Oh,
they're not.
okay, great. So before I ask them what they're eating, great question. Before I ask them what they're eating, when I say either walk me through your day or how many times do you eat, and before I ask them what do you eat, I say no judgment. There's no right or wrong answer right now. Just tell me what you actually eat so I can get a better idea of how much we're going to be adjusting. And so I never have someone do that because I tell them up front, no judgment, tell me what's up so I can get an understanding of how much we're going to change here. Like how drastic are we shifting you? So I don't usually get, the response like that. And if they are, it doesn't matter because they know the truth. So if you build the right value, they're either ready to start or they're not,
I think that just saying no judgment,
Yeah.
leading into that.
Yeah, because usually they'll be like, oh, and I'll be like, no judgment. Like, I don't care what you're doing now. I just need to know the truth so I know how to coach you. And so then it's real, typically, actually. Good question, because I do say that every single time. Hard to remember sometimes. Okay, good. So do we know how to build value if they're eating out? Great. Now, if they're eating out, by the way, and they say $10 to $15 a day, I will literally go, awesome, this plan is literally like $7 a day. And I'm going to tell you everything about it, but we're going to save you money and you're going to get results. If they're not eating out, then I'll just talk about okay, so you're going to have to increase 4 to 5 meals anyway, which is going to increase your shopping, increase your meals. So this plan is going to help you get 2 more meals in at a less cost. Okay, some way, somehow, I'm bringing in money. It doesn't matter if they're eating out or if they're eating at home. Okay? Are we good? Okay. If they talked about coffee, energy drinks, all that, I also talked there, we're also going to help you get the energy. But okay, products. I am one, I know that in the wellness profile training, there's not really a product breakdown. So this, you got to feel out if this is for you or if this is not for you. I personally break down the products because I like sounding like the expert. And I like telling people why this stuff actually works compared to something else, right? So I'll tell them, okay, so this is my answer for everybody. I'm just gonna start you on our core plan. So some people give multiple options and that works incredible too. If that's working for you, keep doing it, okay? Like a 2 plans or like expensive or less expensive, whatever. But I personally just say this and then I upsell. So you just gotta do what's comfortable for you. But I always say, awesome, you know what? I'm just gonna start you on our core plan. It's our basic plan. It's gonna get you healthy from the inside out so that when you work out and you eat, you're gonna get the results and your body's gonna respond. From there, we can see what the adjustments need to be after the first 30 days. Once your body's completely healthy, I can really start to tell you what more we can do. So now they're like, oh, she's not trying to sell me on a bunch of stuff. I also say sometimes I don't want to give you a bunch of supplements and think about too much to do. So I'm going to give you the basics of what you need, and then we'll build from there. Building so much trust, you guys. So much trust and so much value. In making them feel like I'm doing something different, right, than I'm doing for anybody else. But at the same time, it's still true, right? It is our basic plan. It is the least amount of supplements where you don't have to worry so much about what to take and what to do. So I'll tell them, okay, so this core plan is going to get healthy. I say this analogy every single time. It's like an oil change for your car. Which is funny because Bernadette did the whole training at the LDW and she did the whole analogy for the car. I was like, I say that every time. Okay, so I always say it's basically like taking your car to oil change. If you do not take your car to get an oil change, it's eventually going to shut down, right? Yes. Okay, that's what we're doing for your body. Okay, as you get older, people think your body's supposed to get tired or slow down or whatever and get unhealthier. It's not. It doesn't have to be that way. So these products are basically an oil change for your body so you can get it to work like when you were 5 years old. Before stress, bad food, toxins, whatever got to it. Okay, so that's how I intro the core plan. And then I go, okay, so you have shakes, you have 2 shakes a day. It's all the 21 essential vitamins and nutrients that your body needs. Even when I was prepping, I was not worried about calcium, iron, fiber. I was not thinking about that. So this is really going to get you what you need, and you'll probably start feeling better just because you're getting what you're not getting. Then I talk about the tea and aloe almost as one thing. So my clients don't really know it's two separate products until they get it. I say, then you're gonna have tea and aloe every day. The tea's gonna boost metabolism, give you energy, you're not gonna have crashes, you're gonna burn calories just drinking it. The aloe goes in it to sweeten it, so you don't have to use sugars, and it's gonna help with your digestive tract. Get rid of crap, get rid of your midsection, bloating, all of that. If they're not regular that I ask them, then I'm gonna tell them this is gonna help with that. If they are regular, then I'm gonna tell them it's gonna help with your midsection, it's gonna get rid of the bloating and inflammation. I'm just gonna build value in the aloe the way it applies to them, right? And then cellulose gets rid of water weight, keeps your skin tight, gets rid of cellulite, and then cell activator repairs your cells so that you can actually, your body can respond to what you're doing on the outside, the working out and eating healthy. That's how I explain the cell activator. Unless I have like a nurse or a health person that really likes this stuff, the cell activator, I literally say, if you get all your cells healthy, it's gonna respond to the good food you're eating and it's gonna respond to the workouts that you're doing. That's why people with Herbalife get results like that. That's how I build out in the cell activator, okay? That's the products. At the end of the product, so transitioning to payment, at the end of the products, I'll ask them, do you have any questions about the products or do you have any allergies I need to be aware of? It literally gets them to go straight to the allergies and they're not even worried about the products. So it is strategy. Do you have any questions of the products or do you have any allergies I need to be aware of? Now I'm caring about you. You're not even thinking about anything about the products, right? Because you're worried about, oh no, I don't have any allergies. I'm good, right? Like it's a psychology. You guys really kind of like are picking up on my verbiage. And usually they say no, I'll be like, awesome. If they do, then we talk about it, right? But if they typically say no, I don't, I'll be like, awesome, then everything's gonna be perfect for you. So really the next steps are, so I know a lot of the wellness profile says, great, are you paying with cash card or Visa or MasterCard or whatever it is, right? I say the next steps. Okay, the next steps are get your flavors, get your payment, and then I'll prep you and get you all set up with everything from there. And honestly, that's when they tell me. Like, okay, cool. Then I'll go, okay, here's flavor options. And we go right into the flavors. If not, then they'll tell me, oh, I don't know, blah, blah, if they have their apprehension on starting. Okay? Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yes. After I explain the products and I ask them, do you have any questions on the products or do you have any allergies? They say no, awesome. So this plan actually is $220 for the month supply. Oh no, let me back up. I say, okay, so let me repeat to you. You're getting 2 meals a day, you're getting 2 teas with the aloe in it a day, and you're getting both those tablets. Everything's for a 30-day supply. That breaks down to $220 for the month, which is like $7 a day. Depending on how you budget, that's how I break it down depending on my client. Okay, and then if they were eating out and they're spending more than that, then I'll be like, you know, so clearly this is gonna save you money and get you results. That's a no-brainer, right? But the reason why I say, let me repeat, this gets you 2 meals a day, 2 teas with the aloe in a day, and both the tablets in for 30 days. That's why I repeat it, so they understand they're getting 2 meals a day for the $7. Does that make sense? Because they may not have picked that up when I was explaining the products, or even if they did, just reminding them.
Question. I think I might have flip-flopped something you said, so I want to make sure. Did you say that you asked their method of payment before they pick out all the flavors, or did I reverse that?
After. I tell them, so after I say, remind you 2 meals a day, 2 teas an hour a day, both of your tablets for 30 days. This plan is $220 for the month supply, or it breaks down to about $7 a day. And then I just build that value in whether they spend money or not, right? And then I'll just go right into, I don't really wait for them to say anything about the price. I'll go right into, so our next steps would be choosing your flavors for your shakes, tea, and aloe, and then getting your payment so that we can start setting you up and preparing you and all that good stuff. And they either go, okay, cool. And then I just go with the flavors. Or at that time, they'll tell you, right? They'll tell you. It's just kind of like saying Visa or MasterCard, they'll tell you. Either they're okay or, you know. I personally am just more comfortable saying flavors first. But I say flavors and payment are our next steps on the phone today. You mean I got stuff in there that you're not already doing?
Yes, there is some key verbiage in there
Yes.
that I'm not already using, but there's a lot that I'm just like,
Good job.
Yeah, totally, like, I mean, it's just like the way, the order in which you break it down.
and like the psychology behind it, for sure. Good with that.
Good. Yeah, it's definitely the order, and certain phrases that I always say are for the psychology of it. It's to break their walls down and to build trust. Break the walls down and build trust. Break the walls down and
Like
build
that
trust.
first one, like the first statement that you say every time, like that. So, like, it can tell you so much about the person.
I don't know. I mean, don't you want to
And
know
their-
what
their
motivated you to
mindset,
actually
right?
get on the phone with me?
Yeah.
Out of all the people that don't, right? So yes, it's verbiage, you guys, but also put it into your own mindset. Like, out of all the people that blow me off, like, what actually motivated you to get on the call? Like, how serious is the person that I'm talking to right now? And why is this person on the phone with me right now? It can tell you so much about how you say the rest of your stuff.
And they're not expecting to ask that.
Yeah, I was like, that almost shows a vulnerability in a sense, like, you know, I'm in this boat with you, like, what made you talk to me about this?
Right.
Rather than somebody else.
Right.
That's really powerful.
I learned a lot.
Yeah.
Great. I have two people who know. Awesome, guys. So glad. So now mastering it, but then also teaching it, right? But you can't teach it unless it's like I couldn't be up here teaching without notes if I wasn't actually doing it, right? So you've got to apply some of these things, and you might not apply all of them in your first wellness profile, but keep these notes, apply them in your calls. Like, I developed this, you guys, by getting on a wellness profile. If it was a yes or a no, reflecting on what did I say, what did I not say? Most of the time, the no's. Shoot, what was their reason for not starting, and what can I change in my verbiage early on so the next person doesn't say no for the same reason? That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to combat all the no's I've ever gotten inside the wellness profile. Okay? It's the same thing as my cold market contact. Like, hey, quick question for you, right? I know it's weird that I just stopped you, but I randomly stop people all the time because we have no advertisement. Like, most people are weird because you stopped them, so I'm just going to let you know why it's weird. Yes, it's weird. You know what I mean? So now let's talk, right? It's the same concept. You know, combat it early. You guys hear Khalil talk about that a lot too. Combat the stuff early before they bring it up.
Yeah,
Hey, Nikki, I have a question.
Okay. Yes.
So I am actually having some stumbling blocks with getting wellness files because the focus so much with my questions from possible contacts are the price of it, and they're like, well, can I just try something without doing a wellness profile? And I guess having just my difficulties that are just trying to find like how to, for lack of a better word, convince that the wellness profile is a really good jumping off point, figure out what the products they need are.
Yes.
I don't know.
Great question. Anytime someone says, like, how much is the plan? I say, I don't know, because I need to talk to you to figure out what the best plan is. I don't use a cookie cutter plan. I actually tailor my plans to my clients so they get the results they're looking for. So if you want the results that you specifically are looking for, we need to talk so I can figure out how to build that for you.
Because I'm getting a lot of questions, especially around the holidays, with what are specials. And I'm like, what's all special, you know? It's, without saying that it's magical. That's my first question, or my first answer, but I can't say that.
Well, you can always sample or do a 3-day trial. I mean, you can always sell a 3-day trial and teach
Right.
them a 3-day trial.
And since that's the, like I said, a lot of the questions and a lot of the resistance I'm getting is a lot of the money thing, I start with 3-day trial and suggest that. And then they're like, well, can I get trial and then can I start a program? And I'm like, well, then we really gotta just do the list file just so I can see, you know, what you'll need. And then that way too, I start, you know, that way I'm like, well, I want to work on energy. They're like, well, no, but I want to lose pounds. And I'm like, well, I try to include all of that it all kind of cycles together, but I don't know, I'm just still stumbling over the verb, I guess.
Yeah, so just don't have the conversation. The problem is they're giving you a question and you're answering and you're going back and forth about the topic If someone asks me what's the price, I say, I'm not able to really tell you much until I know exactly what you're looking for, so I can build out the plan for you, because it's not cookie cutter. So the best thing for you to do is get on the phone with me so I can build out the plan, tell you what you can expect. You can figure out what the cost is for you and decide whether you want to start now or at least know what you're planning for. But until we talk, I can't tell you much. I just don't entertain the conversation. Does that make sense?
Okay. Totally, yeah. That's one that like I need to work on in general is just stop talking.
Yeah.
So
Any other questions?
I actually stop talking now, so you can.
I just had a question about vegans. Like I've been getting about 3 or 4 of them so far, and 2 of them had asked me a question this past week. I actually got the feedback this week. So they're asking me, well, do we have any vegan type thing? And of course, yes, we do have vegan, something that's very healthy for you. Besides that, but I'm not very strong with that particular thing. I don't really.
It's the same exact plan except the alternate protein shake. And most vegans know how to get their protein, but the way I build value in vegans and vegetarians is I tell them, yeah, we can definitely build out a plan for you, but the biggest thing I can tell you about vegans and vegetarians is you're not getting enough protein because you think you can get your protein from your vegetables, but eventually your body's going to eat away at your muscles because you're not feeding your muscles. So what you do have to be comfortable with is increasing your protein in all your snacks in the ways that you're okay with. So are you okay with the vegetarian protein products like black bean burgers and Morningstar stuff? Are you okay with using tofu? Are you okay with using more beans and more nuts and things like that? Because if you are, just know we're going to have to increase your protein because you're not getting enough now. So that's again, I'm building value in my knowledge. And so they know what to eat. You're just telling them how much of it they need to eat.
Okay, question, feedback. The alternative protein shake, how would you break it down for the ingredients? So what consists of the alternative formula one?
Like the protein, it's a pea protein.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's soy-free, it's gluten-free, it's milk-free. So it's rice, pea, and sesame.
Sesame.
Yeah, and it actually says it right on the canister.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just didn't want to list every little thing on top of the ingredients.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They
All they
normally
need
only
to
care
know-
where the protein's coming from.
Yeah, all they need to know is that, and honestly, our regular shakes, the milk part of the shake is actually just the vitamin D. So it's like less than 1% lactose. So some of my vegan clients are okay with that. So you have to just our regular shake is soy protein. It's not a milk protein. Vitamin D comes from the milk. So if you're okay with that, then you can have the tasty shakes. If not, then we have the alternate protein, which is sesame, rice, and pea. So it's gluten-free, soy-free. Yeah. And but the thing is, vegans are used to that because they're using a plant protein anyway because they don't know how else to get their protein. So they're already used to crappy shakes. I have a vegan client that they're already used to.
It's true though.
Yeah.
Like for me, I had to start on those shakes because I was allergic to cow dairy protein, like a very specific caseinate or something like that, which I couldn't have in the regular shakes because of where the vitamin D came from. But those vanilla shakes, that's still the thing that kept me for 90 days. That's still the thing that got Jacob to try the shakes. It was just a vanilla allergen-free shake. Guys, it tastes better than the Boost and the Shakeology and all the other crap that we tried along the way.
I just had a client, literally, they made a shake for her here with cinnamon, and she's like, this is amazing. I love this. It tastes like, what did she say it tastes like? I don't know, something like cinnamon roll or something like that. A churro or something. I don't know, something like that. I was like, girl, you can't even have the other shakes, and that's okay. You don't need to have the other shakes. Like, you're good. They love it. They actually love ours compared to what they have as options.
I heard that's wrong.
Yeah.
I've heard that from a lot of people.
So, guys, one thing I really want to make sure that you guys take away, because I saw your pens moving feverishly, which is incredible, right? Is the confidence. The confidence in no matter what question you ask, she has a belief that we are going to be able to get people the best results possible. And that's where the reflection turned into adjustments, which then turned into the evolution of verbiage. So if you're ever in a position where you're on a wellness profile and you feel uneasy, you haven't practiced it enough. Like, how many people have done a wellness profile in the last 24 hours? Last 48? Last week? Last 2 weeks? Well, have you done one in the last 2 weeks? Yeah, okay. So if you go 7 days without hearing the wellness profile verbiage, it's just like not working out for 7 days. Your body, like, it's actually 48 hours after, like, you don't work out for 48 hours, your body's like, oh, we're back to old ways, right? But seriously, but if you're not practicing your wellness profile, if you're not practicing the verbiage, if you're not listening to the wellness profile trainings, if you don't go back to these notes, the next time you do a wellness profile, you're not going to sound confident, you're not going to make the adjustments, and then you're going to be like, and you're going to get into this area, and then the 4 agreements are going to be kind of suspect, and then you're like, well, I can kind of meal prep, and because you haven't practiced, you're going to take that, like, that's good enough. And that client, 2 weeks in, hey, I didn't get your meal prep picture. Well, I mean, I didn't prep today. Like, I'll be fine. And what we're going to accept is, okay, well, I'll work with it because they're my client that said yes, right? Like, your confidence up front sets up everything, absolutely everything. And if you're not going to practice, you're going to set yourself up poorly. And then when you get down to work with your new front line, you're not going to have the confidence to teach them powerfully. It's impossible. So I really want you guys to not only pay attention to the verbiage, because Negin's verbiage is powerful from Negin because she has the confidence behind it. My wellness profile, I don't use the exact same verbiage. Some of our analogies are actually pretty close. But I speak from a space that I would speak from, but I'm going to make the exact same adjustments. I actually had a young lady, and I know nothing about vegan except for the conversations I have with Ashanti. And she's like, yeah, like, I eat this vegan protein, and I still feel bloated, da-da-da. No problem. I have my alternative protein. You can use that. But how sensitive are you to soy or any type of dairy product? She's like, not really. It's just kind of great. So we'll try the alternative protein. We'll try a regular shake, and let me know how you feel. But we're going to be in regular communication anyway, because our agreement on communication was that I'll hear from you Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday anyway. But if on Monday you're like, yeah, Marcus, it felt better than I thought, awesome, we're on the right track. Or Marcus, I didn't settle it, right? Like, it's the confidence in how you say it, not just what you're saying. So when you're looking at it, guys, get yourself the reps. Honestly, call one of us, call a sideline, and we'll role play a wellness profile with you. Like, literally, if you're on your lunch break, you're like, hey, Marcus, can we run through a wellness profile? Yep. Okay, great. What got you on the phone with me today? I don't know, you called me, right? But like, seriously, like, get the reps. I can't tell you guys how many times early on, even after my mom said yes to her plan, I called her to practice my wellness profile. And it sounded ridiculous because after a while she was like, why do you keep calling me? Because you're the only person who's getting on the phone with me right now. But the confidence of doing it with her over and over again turned into 22 clients that month. But you have to make sure you're getting the reps. Don't set yourself up and be like, oh, well, I saw Negin's verbiage training, and then it's recorded. Not look at the recording, not look at your notes, and not get wellness profiles. Where are you gonna develop the muscle, right? Make sure you stretch yourself and say, all right, I got to stretch myself and put the discipline in not just doing my DMO, but also doing the work behind the scenes. So my next wellness profile, I'm gonna smash it. Whether they say yes or no, I'm gonna be confident. Does that make sense? Yeah. This is a great opportunity, guys, for us to grow, but grow utilizing the tools. Because I mean, that training right there, like, I'd say 3, maybe 2 years. I'd say give it 2 years, and she's going to be doing that on extravaganza stages around the world. Just giving people the tools and the resources to 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people in a football stadium somewhere. But the fact of the matter is you guys can be tag team members at those extravaganzas being like, hey, I remember, yeah, I've been doing that now for years. Like, right? Like, or you could be like, they're at another extravaganza, and I'm at Enterprise Rent a Car. And I'm being serious. Because, and sitting here as a mill team member, right, like, Negin has been with this, she's started, 5 months in? 5 months. Yeah. Jesus. 7 months. We've seen a lot of people come and go. And the reason people don't stay is because they don't do the work behind the scenes. Because I truly believe that people who say yes to this opportunity say yes because they have a heart for others. Right? Like the money's cool. But early on in your journey, it's not like you're not earning Khalil income yet. Where you're still like you have to get filled up off of helping people. That's where you get filled up. But if you don't do the work behind the scenes, you don't help enough people, and you never get filled up enough to stick around. And I want to be 100% clear with you guys. We would love to sit here and watch you guys do this training at some point next year. Love it. But you got to get the reps. You got to use the resources. There's some coaches on the team right now that have not been to this training yet. I'm pushing for Punta Cana. Like, I would much rather be responding to the 2 or 3 people that have hit me up in my Facebook messages that might want to be on a wellness profile. But what I prefer is for us to have the chance to pour into the people who've already said yes, who are waiting for their next yes. Because now I know, like, you're responding. I'll get to you. But we have people that I would love to see you with people next year. You pinning others. Because you grew yourself, you did the work to lay the foundation. That's what we're actually here for. So when we talk about giving you the fundamentals, it's so you can teach them and teach them in abundance. When we really grew and our team was absolutely on fire when Khalil hit Prez in 2 years and 8 months, it was because we were hearing the fundamentals all the time and then we were just regurgitating them. And then, like, when I did Negin's wellness profile, it didn't even sound like our actual wellness profile format. But when Khalil did my wellness profile, it wasn't the wellness profile format. We didn't have a format. It was, yo, these are our agreements. This is how we're going to do it. You down or what? And I'm like, bro, I ain't got it. Like, all right, well, can you flip 100 right now? Like that, like it was that free. But when Negin came to open house, she saw it. We walked through it. She's like, I'll give it a try. But our conversation prior to that was, you were about to pay $6,000 for life coaching, right? How about you invest in your nutrition plan and then health coach? And it fits, right? You'll be able to adjust if you give yourself the reps. You don't have to feel. You don't have to have concerns about what somebody could say back to you. You are still the expert. You're the expert. Somebody who's never used Herbalife or never been successful with Herbalife, you are the expert. Who has results on their nutrition plan? You are the expert. No matter what their lifestyle is, vegan, pescatarian, right? Like, oh, I don't do soy. Yada yada. I just did a wellness profile with a guy who's like, I don't do soy. I'm like, well, whatever you do has gotten you 3 times bigger than you need to be. So you might want it, like, but, and sure enough, he emailed me. He's like, yeah, I think me and my wife are going to do it. Call me tomorrow. Right? But like, it doesn't matter where you are. I'm the expert right now. And you can be in better shape or not, but either way, I'm the expert in this. And if you want this, I got you. So make sure you do the work behind the scenes, guys. Use this to your best advantage. And in your next wellness profile, pick up on some of these verbiage. Throw it out there. Try it. Because what you're going to do is you're going to say it, and it's not going to sound exactly like Negin, but it's going to sound a lot like you with the same intention, and it's going to get you a positive result. Cool? Yeah. Appreciate you guys. Anything else now?
No, I think that's it.
Awesome. Oh, and we will not have training next Friday because we'll be having our leadership training here to stick to it before STS. And then we will give you guys the, I think
we will be on the
22nd.
22nd.
22nd. We will be on the 22nd. Yes. Oh, we're going to celebrate your mommy together. So take advantage, use these resources, and talk to your sidelines. See where they're at, because we want them to grow as well.
Where you at, girl?
She's here.
No, like the ones that
The ones that aren't here.
like, who is not here, who's not been here.
Nikki, appreciate you, Foxy.
Bye. Pieces.
Thank you.
Bye, love you guys.